Hello everyone, so glad you could join me once again. This is Fromark with the Fromark Plays Show, and this time around I'm doing a Let's Play of Nights into Dreams. Now you notice I'm playing the HD remix on the PlayStation 3, and that's mostly just because, sure, this game originally came out on the Sega Saturn, and I have that version. I just don't have anything to hook up my Saturn to for recording yet. One of these days, I want to get one of those HD converter boxes. They call them the RetroTink 5X, I think. But they're like $600. Maybe one of these days I'll get one, because I do love my Sega Saturn. And this is probably the signature game on the system to a lot of people. This is one of the better selling ones over here in North America. And it's a pretty fun little game. It's a 2.5D style rail flying kind of game. And it's kind of similar to Star Fox in a way, in that sense that it's on rails and you fly around. But it's a really fun game, honestly. And yeah, the HD remix pretty much fixes everything that the Saturn version didn't have. I mean, except for the Christmas Nights. I mean, there is the Christmas Nights demo on the PS3 version, but they took out the Sonic section for whatever reason. But anyways, yeah, this HD version actually gives you the option to choose between the HD and the Saturn graphics. And to start this game off, I will play as Clarice. There are two different characters that you play through in this game, Clarice and Elliot. And basically, this game takes place in their dreams. According to the story of the game, actually, every night, all human dreams are played out in Nightopia and Nightmare, the two parts of the dream world. In Nightopia, distinct aspects of dreamers' personalities are represented by luminous colored spheres known as Idea? I'm not really sure. I think it's Idea. The evil ruler of Nightmare, Wiseman the Wicked, is stealing the dream energy from sleeping visitors in order to gather power and take control of Nightopia, and eventually the real world. To achieve this, he creates 5 beings called Nightmaren, jester-like flight-capable beings, and these are the bosses that you fight at the end of each stage. Now, technically, there's only 4 stages between... Well, with each character, there's 4 stages each, which seems kind of short, but, I mean, that's just how Saturn games were back in the day. A lot of them, I feel like that's part of why the Sega Saturn's one of my favorite consoles, if not my favorite console of all time, because it's pretty much catered to the casual arcade player and the gamer with the short attention span, as most games on the Saturn don't take very long to get through. I mean, there are some, but this is definitely not the case here. This is one of these games that you can knock out in a couple hours. But yeah, I mentioned that Christmas Nights demo. Back in the day, around the time this game came out, there was like a Christmas demo disc put out for the Saturn that I think it was included in like gaming magazines or something. It's pretty neat, and maybe around Christmas time I'll boot up the old Christmas Nights on this version. Or maybe by then I'll have the HD converter box. Highly unlikely, because I can't afford it, but maybe one day. I can dream, damn it. But yeah, this is a pretty neat game, honestly. But yeah, the two characters in this game are Elliot Edwards and Clarice Sinclair, and they are 2 teenagers from the city of Twin Seeds. And basically, you just kind of gotta save the day as them. They play as knights. And basically, they go through various failures in their lives. Elliot's a basketball player who's bullied by some other students and wants to get better at it. And Clarice, she has stage fright that kind of messes her up a little bit. And between these two characters, they eventually find the courage, and we'll save the day as these 2 crazy kids. But Knights is a pretty neat character. I wish that Sega and Sonic Team did more with Knights. There is a sequel to Knights in the Dreams. It's Knight's Journey of Dreams on the Wii. And that game's fine enough. It's fun. I've played a little bit of it, but it's been quite a while since I played that one. But it's worth checking out. But yeah, Sega and the Sonic team haven't really done that much with Knights. I mean, I kind of look at this as their second biggest franchise, although I could be very wrong because there are other Sonic Team games. There are plenty of Sonic Team games that aren't Sonic, and this was pretty much Sonic Team's first venture into non-Sonic territory. I just wish they would have picked a different time to do that, because around this time was also the troubled development cycle of Sonic Extreme, and Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka kind of put the kibosh on things with the development of Sonic Extreme. They wanted to use the Nights into Dreams game engine to kind of help make development smoother, and he was like throwing a fit or something. Now he claims that that's not the case, but I'm not really sure who to believe. It seems like there was a lot of hearsay and back and forth and all kinds of stuff going on at the time around Sega, and the Saturn was just a very troubled time for Sega of America. Sonic Extreme would have been a pretty neat game no matter what it would have turned out as. I personally like the fisheye lens concept the most. But yeah, the goal here really is to grab all these spheres and to get the big spheres, I think those are the ideas. I could be wrong, the blue spheres there might not be. But anyways, you gotta get like 20 plus, I think it's actually 30. I should be paying a little bit more attention, but I'm trying to talk over all this at the same time. And anyways, yeah, you gotta get a certain number of those, go to the cage, or that thing there, I think it's like a cage, and yeah, then you get that flashy orb there, and you gotta rinse, lather, repeat a few times to do that before the time runs out. And this game is kind of unique in the sense that this is like the first Sonic Team game to use the ranking system that we all know and love in Sonic games these days. And basically, to get the best rank, you want to go through the level and do as many things, get as many points as you can, rack up as many points as you can before the timer runs out. It seems easy enough. Sometimes it can be a challenge. Sometimes it can be quite a challenge. But yeah, the goal here is to, Elliot and Clarice release Knights who tell them about dreams, and then Wiseman and his plans. So the three of them make a plan in the journey to stop Wiseman. And hey, here's the first boss battle that I have to take out. Now, this guy's quite annoying. I think this is... Is this Gilwing or Gulpo? I think this might be Gilwing because he's flying around. Or no, Gilwing, I think Gilwing's the fish. I should know this a little bit more. I should be a little bit more prepared for these commentaries. But sometimes I just like to get in here and just commentate. And I enjoy talking over these games sometimes. Sometimes especially when it's a game I actually really enjoy, like Nights into Dreams. And this is a game that took me a little while to kind of get the hang of. I first played it when I got my first Sega Saturn back in 2015. I think I played Nights 2 on the Wii before that, but... yeah, this is a pretty cool game. I'm glad I got the complete Saturn copy. Well, actually, scratch that. I don't have the version that comes with the 3D controller. But that takes care of that boss pretty quickly and easily, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so during the development of this game, Sonic Team came up with like a 3D controller that was shipped with copies of Nights into Dreams. And that 3D controller's pretty neat. It's like an early analog controller. And it's not even really analog. It's just, they put a little, like, 3D control stick on there to make it a little bit smoother to move around. And it was specifically built for Nights, but utilized in other Saturn games. But yeah, there's the ranking system. I like how they included the Sonic characters' names in the little ranking chart there. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the first level in this game, folks. That will do it for that. Time for the second one. Let's see what's going on over here. I am going to go ahead and play through the Mystic Forest, The Possibility. Mystic Ruins. But yeah, I really do wish the Sonic team didn't, like, completely nope out on Sonic Extreme. That game could have been something neat. But this is pretty neat. It's no Sonic Extreme, though. It's kind of crazy to think that once Sonic Extreme pretty much crashed and burned, that all the focus was shifted on making this the flagship Sega Saturn game in the West, and that a lot of money was spent on marketing, and that's kind of a shame, really, because, I mean, the game didn't sell that great. Sure, it's one of the better selling Saturn games, but you gotta think, the Sega Saturn over here in the West only sold like 1 million units, and I'm pretty sure what I understand is the best-selling game that's on the system is like sold maybe 120,000 copies or something like that. Just from all the research I've done, that's what I've seemed to piece together. Although there are conflicting reports that I've seen that show that Sega Rally was the best-selling Saturn game just because it was packed in with the console. Which Sega Rally's pretty fun. And of course it's got that game over, yeah! But yeah, this Mystic Forest is pretty neat. I'm not the biggest fan of this level just because it can get kind of tricky. Sometimes I get lost in this game. Even for a game that's pretty much fixed on a certain pathways, and it's easy to kind of get lost and confused through first playthroughs. But no worries, folks, I wouldn't record it if I didn't feel like I couldn't get through it. Yeah, oh, I didn't have enough yet. But no worries, no worries. Man, the music in this game is top-notch, though. From what I understand, one of the composers from Rystar did some work on this. But yeah, this is a really good game. It looks pretty nice, and it actually does look pretty good on the Saturn, even in its early polygonal form. Ooh, just flying around, collecting bonus points, and yeah, no, aw man, I still need one more. Where are you? There we go. Alright. Make my way back over there and deal with this situation. The stars are pretty neat. All these hoops that you gotta jump through, I mean, all these stars, these hoops, these orbs, it all tallies up to your bonus points at the end. And like I said, the more bonus points you have, the better the ranking at the end. If I could change anything about this game, though, it's just the short length. I mean, to me, that's a good thing and a bad thing, because, I mean, it seems like it could have been a little bit longer. Oh well. So, during this Sega Saturn era, the Sonic team didn't really do a whole lot of Sonic stuff. They helped out a little bit with Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn, but that was mostly a Sega of Europe effort. Ooh. Oh yeah, and you gotta be careful not to get hit sometimes. You can lose time. Man, this music slaps, though. Oh hey, more of those. I'm just gonna fly and float around a little bit, try to collect some more bonus points. Show off a little bit, I guess. Whenever I first started playing this game, it was pretty confusing, though. I mean, eventually I got the hang of it. Really wasn't until I sat down to start practicing it for the Let's Play that I really, truly got the hang of what I was doing. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game that I'd say you can knock out in about 2.5 hours. Alright, let me go deal with the, what? Alright, hang on. Looks like I gotta get one more orb. Idea, something like that. Let's go find that thing. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, check out the soundtrack for this game. I'm not the I'm not the best emulator of this soundtrack by any stretch. Let's see, go find those mythical 3 more. Yeah, there we go, but I need to find my way back. But yeah, another thing that helps with the bonus points is you notice you can link together, like, stuff whenever you get more than one thing at once, like that. It helps with the bonus points as well. Let's see, find my way back over to that thing. It's over here somewhere. There we go. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. See if I can rack up a few more points. I don't even have 10,000 yet. But at a certain point, sometimes it's just whatever. I still got a little bit of time. It looks like I'm gonna crack 10,000 sometime soon, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. The big 10-0. Well, 10-0-0-0. Uh-oh. Am I gonna have enough time to make it back, folks? Ooh, this is gonna be close. Uh-oh. Wait. Well, that's no good. That's no good. And then you gotta be careful not to end up in the light beam of that clock, because then that's pretty much a game over. That's your death system in this game, is running into the clock or running out of time. I still managed to get a C out of it, so that's alright with me. Okay, there's that fish. This must be going. This, oh yeah, there we go. So you gotta bounce off the red fish there and then run right into him. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. Especially in the Saturn version, these bosses can be a little bit tougher because the controls are a little more difficult. I mean, the control's fine enough on the Saturn, but it's a little less free. Ooh. I gotta not get hit and run out of time. Eventually I'll get this dealt with. Wait. Hang on. Where you think you're going, Haas? Okay, I need to... Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of this boss theme. This one sounds kind of weird. It sounds like something's going all crazy on there, going... Hey, there we go, though. That's gonna do it for the fish. Get out of here, fish. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the first half of Clarice's stages. That was some good stuff. I'll pick this up in part 2, I suppose. And hey, still got a C rank. I see how it is. But yes, folks, that's gonna do it for the first half of Clarice. Like I said, we'll pick this up and finish off her story in part 2, and I will see you all then.